My name is Haren Subramaniam. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And when I was in DIFC, I studied the foundation in engineering. When I was in high school, I studied SPM, which is equivalent to, it's the Malaysian equivalent to O levels. And I did the science stream, so basically chemistry, physics, biology, additional mathematics, maths and stuff, because I knew I wanted to go into engineering. So immediately after high school, I got consulting from an education counselor, and I decided that enrolling myself in DIFC was the best course of action for me to take, because I knew I wanted to do engineering, and after looking through all my options, A levels and so on, I found out that the course at DIFC, the NCUK International Foundation Year program, was the shortest and the easiest. Also, because I knew I wanted to study in the UK, do my degree in the UK. So after weighing all my options, I decided this was the best. At uni, I studied chemical engineering in my first year, but also because I kind of rushed into it, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do only after like a year of studying chemical engineering. So then I decided to do petroleum engineering instead. But because I started early, I started when I was younger. I started uni when I was younger. I wasn't held back in terms of I was still the same age as everyone else in my course, or they were older, so that was good. I did petroleum engineering because I wanted to be a drilling engineer. So I'm planning on doing now that I've finished my bachelor's degree, I'm planning on continuing with my master's in drilling engineering. And yeah, I graduated with my bachelor's in July 2020. No graduation ceremony, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, but it's all good. Well, I wanted to study in the UK because it's just because the quality of education is much higher than I believe here in Malaysia. And I also a big part of it was also wanting to experience living abroad. I have been on student exchange programs, but that was only for a couple months. But this was for years, and I've never been very independent. I've always had help in the house. If it's not my mom, if it's not my parents, it's my maid. For a while, I had a maid. So living abroad was always something I wanted to do to basically force me to be independent. And independent was definitely what I became after, from being from not even knowing how to like cook eggs, and just like throwing me out there into like the lion's den. So I was forced to learn everything quickly, and I appreciate it because there was, in terms of educational support, yes, I did get that support from the counselors from DIFC and the lecturers, but in terms of just living apart from uni work, like college work, yeah, I learned everything myself, and I'm very proud of myself for that. So that's also the other reason why I wanted to study in Dublin and the UK was because I could travel around Europe for relatively cheap than if I were to purchase flight tickets from Malaysia. Yeah. Manchester is a very, very good place to study. It's a very student-oriented city, so there are a lot of universities in Manchester, in the city center itself. So it's very densely populated with students, international students, and they're all very friendly, very nice, and it's basically a melting pot of cultures from of people from all around the world. So you learn a lot, experience a lot, and I've grown up in the city in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, my whole life. So studying in Manchester, I did really appreciate it because it wasn't that much of a departure from what I'm used to here in Malaysia. Everything was convenient. Grocery stores, malls, restaurants, the city library, it was all a stone's throws away. I could walk. I barely used public transport, to be honest. When I was in the UK, I got around by walking everywhere I needed to go. The universities, the students are very studious, and it made me more motivated looking at them, going to the libraries and seeing all of them so focused on their work and how they perform in classes. It motivated me to do better. So yeah, I definitely believe it pushed my grades. Seeing my friends and classmates and just other students, random students in general, putting in their 100%, it made me want to do good as well. They're always also willing to help out whenever I have any questions or if I'm feeling distressed in the university and stuff, because I think everyone's on the same boat, so they roughly know what you're feeling. Everyone's almost feeling the same thing. Very helpful. If I ever have any questions, if I'm lost, there's always someone to steer me back to the right direction. And apart from studies, like in your pastimes, there's a plethora of societies and sports societies and there are plenty of societies and clubs you can join that could literally be from book clubs to skydiving. Yeah, I actually joined both of them. Yeah, it's completely opposite spectrums, but complete opposite of the spectrum. But it was actually really fun. And also, maybe if it's not sports or reading, it's something more career-wise. Like for instance, I joined the Society of Petroleum Engineers, where we discussed potential breakthroughs in the industry, and also because I was interested in consulting. So I also was active in the Manchester Consulting Society, and we got to work with clients and stuff. So in that sense, the societies and clubs in Manchester are very, they're structured very well and put together very well in the sense that you come home learning a lot more than you would, I believe, in societies and other universities. The lecture material is always concise. It's not, there isn't a lot of unwanted information. So whatever information is given by the lecturer, it's all relevant. And the lecturers give out the whatever the lecturers teaches is it's always, they make it simple in the sense that it's easy for the students who have never seen these concepts or learned this concept before to absorb the information very quickly. And if you don't understand, let's say if the lecture is going too fast, the lecturers are very patient. So if you're having any difficulties, if you're struggling to understand the content, you can always raise your hand, ask during classes, and the lecturers will never stop you from having any queries. And they also reach out a helping hand in terms of if they set meetings. So if anyone's struggling, you can always meet the lecturers after classes or during the week to just maybe give you a little bit more of an explanation, to help you understand. Well, when I was studying in Malaysia, it was all I've ever known, so it was nothing to me. But when I moved to Ireland, it was my first time studying abroad, so it was definitely I definitely had culture shock because I haven't traveled to Europe that much beforehand, only a couple of times, and also only for like a week max. But this is and also with my family, and I was only 16 when I went to college in Dublin, so relatively young. and I've never lived alone before. So it took a lot of getting used to, but in the IFC compared to uni, for instance, I got a lot of support because I think the college realizes that it's the first time a lot of the students are living abroad alone. So they do provide a lot of support, even like outside of classes. If you're feeling some type of way, you can always meet with the counselors, talk about it with your lecturers, and that's what I did when I back then. I think it helped me a lot. When I transitioned from college to uni, it was relatively easy for me, I would assume, compared to my other friends who did not study abroad in college, because I already knew what to expect. So it was pretty much similar to moving from Malaysia to Ireland, except I just had to learn to get around the city. That's about it. But everything else, I kind of already knew what to expect. I think the biggest pro of studying overseas was just meeting a huge number of people from unlimited number of backgrounds, from various backgrounds, and in going to Malaysia, going when I moved from Malaysia to study overseas, I was kind of not small-minded, but I haven't been introduced to the world yet and different people. So I wasn't much of a people's person, kind of kept to myself. But after meeting so many people from different countries, different backgrounds, being close friends with them, so I've become a lot more of a team player. I've learned to communicate well, which is, I think, very important in the workplace. I learned to be more understanding, maybe charismatic, basically more compassionate towards people around me, because everyone is going through something else. Definitely has helped me perform well in group settings. Also because I've been again shoved into the lions, then I have learned like multiple times, first in Ireland and then to Manchester in the UK. So I've learned to become adaptable. In Ireland, it took me maybe like a few weeks, maybe a month to assimilate with the culture. But in Manchester, because I already knew what to expect, and just because I've done it before, it was just very easy to open up, make friends, talk to the locals. Yeah, in that sense. Right. So I have done internships during my summer breaks at Petrofac, our one of it's like a it's a contractor. It's a contractor for big oil and gas companies like Petronas, Exxon, and stuff like that. So I did internship there, and then internship at PwC, which I think is probably definitely due to the fact that that I studied in Manchester, proved to definitely helped me stand out over the other students. But right now, after graduation, I haven't been able to find a job yet. I think it's because of the pandemic. So I've been working at my dad's friend's company for now, because I am planning to do my master's in summer, continue my master's. So this is just I guess you can say I'm taking a break, like a gap year, until the pandemic settles down, and then I'll want to continue my master's. I think I would tell my 17-year-old self to not be so anxious all the time. I think because I was very anxious, it kind of held me back for the first few months in college. But I should have just relaxed and enjoyed my journey there a little more, because I knew what I wish I knew back then was I had so much support from the DIFC team. If I ever had anything in mind or had any doubts or was feeling some type of way, I needed support, emotional support. Maybe I could go up. I could ask the lecturers. I could just bring it up to DIFC, and they have helped me. They did help me sort out some of my dilemmas. Like when my grandfather passed away, like a week after I went to Dublin from Malaysia, and the people at DIFC kept making sure I was okay, which I think was very helpful to me at the time, looking back. Also, I think I shouldn't be afraid to try new things, because I'm quite a perfectionist. So usually if I think I won't be good at something, I wouldn't even give it a try in the first place. But what I would tell my 17-year-old self is to just give it a go. Like you'll never know you like something until you give it a try. I wish I had just been more spontaneous and just put myself out there, join as many societies as I could, to like learn more things, and well, obviously without neglecting uni work. And yeah, that's about it.